In this case, it is not possible to get the square roots, the radicals, by themselves. Whether I leave them on the same side of the equal sign or whether they're on opposite sides, I'm still not going to have both of them by themselves. What this means is I'm actually going to have to square this equation twice in order to solve it. So let's go ahead and do this and see what it looks like. I've got to square this side and this side. So let's go ahead and use the pattern. And when I square the square root of x minus 1, I've got x plus 1. I've got x plus 1. Now I'm going to multiply the two of these and then multiply that by 2. So I'm going to have minus 2 times the square root of, and I'm just going to leave this in factored form, x plus 1 times x minus 1. And then when I square this, now it's going to become plus x minus 4. And then that all equals 1, because when I square 1, I get 1. Okay. So now, perhaps I should show here, just a reminder, when I did this middle term, when I multiply out the square root of x plus 1 times the square root of x minus 4, that's the same thing as that equals the square root of x plus 1 times x minus 4. When we multiply, we can write them as separate radicals, or we can combine them under the same radical. It's the same. And that is where this right here came from. Okay, now let me keep going. And feel free to use the box if you're not comfortable with the pattern. So now we have some like terms we can combine. We have x's and we have 1's. And I'm going to go ahead and combine those at the same time to save a step. So altogether we have 2 x's. I should probably color code that, so let me back up. So I have 2x plus, and then when I combine my 1's, I've got 1 minus 4, so it's actually going to be, sorry, let me put the x back, and it becomes minus 3, and then minus this thing, minus 2 times the square root of x plus, whoops, what did we have there? That's supposed to be a 1, and that's supposed to be a 4. Somehow I lost that. Okay, x plus 1 times x minus 4. Extend our radical out a little bit, and then that all equals 1. Okay, so now let's get this radical by itself. So I'm going to, and again, we'll keep it color-coded here. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So now what do I have here? I have, well, first of all, that cancels and that cancels. So I've got negative 2 times the square root of x plus 1. I can close my parentheses there. Times x minus 4. And then over on the other side of the equal sign, minus 2x, and when I combine my like terms, my 3 and my 1, I get plus 4. Okay, let's scoot this down. Okay. And extend the page. So now I can actually square both sides. So over here I'll square that, and over here I'll square that. When I square this, I'm going to get a positive 4 times x plus 1 times x minus 4. Again, the radical and the squaring, they cancel each other. The square root and squaring cancel each other out. Over on the other side of the equal sign, I'm going to use my pattern. So I square the first term, which gives me 4x squared. And then I multiply the two terms. Negative 2x times 4 will give me negative 8x, and I'm going to multiply that by 2, giving me negative 16x. And then finally I'm going to square the last term, giving me plus 16. Again, feel free to use the box, but by now you should be getting comfortable with the pattern. You're going to use it a lot in this unit, so you really want to know it. Okay. So what do we need to do here? We need to multiply out this part. And for that matter, we'll multiply by that, but we can wait on that for a minute. Let's use our box. And we've got x plus 1 and x minus 4. I don't like how that came out. Let's see if I can fix that so we can see it. Scoot our box over some. So we've got x plus 1 and x minus 4. That's much better. So now we've got x squared, x negative 4x, and negative 4. So now on this side of the equation, we have 4 times x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 4x squared minus 16x plus 16. Now we need to distribute. So that's going to give us 4x squared minus 12x minus 16 equals 4x squared minus 16x plus 16. Okay. So first thing is, let's take care of these x squareds, and I'm noticing they're going to cancel out. Let's go ahead and subtract 4x squared from both sides. Minus 4x squared minus 4x squared. And when I do, it's going to cancel here and it's going to cancel here, giving me a somewhat simpler equation. Let's extend the page again. I now have negative 12x minus 16. That look a little more like an x. Equals negative 16x plus 16. Now, which side has more of the variable? Well, as they're both negative, negative 12x is actually larger than negative 16x. So I'm going to add 16x to both sides and gather them both on this side of the equation. So now I have and that was supposed to be x, 4x minus 16 equals 16. So let's keep going here. Get our 4x by itself, so we're going to add 16 to both sides. So now I have 4x equals 32, and I just need to divide both sides by 4. When I do that, I get x equals, wait a second, did I do that right? I don't think I did. Let's go back. X equals 32. Half of that's 16, half of that is 8. I'm not certain if that's what I wrote before or not, but now I've got it right. Okay. Okay, so now that we have our answer, we need to check that answer back in the original equation. So we had x equals 8, and we need to substitute that in. So we now have the square root of 8 plus 1 minus the square root of 8 minus 4 equals 1. So 8 plus 1 is 9. So we've got the square root of 9 minus the square root of 8 minus 4 would be 4. So the square root of 4 equals 1. Okay. So the square root of 9 would be 3. Square root of 4 would be 2. And 3 minus 2 indeed does equal 1. So 1 equals 1, and the problem checks.